Welcome to this episode of the We Are Change talk show. Last time we gave our condolences to Woodrow Wobbles, a truth teller who recently passed away. I went to visit George in intensive care, as well as phoning through the day before he died. The hospital told me his condition was satisfactory, so his passing came as quite a shock. But today's story is a matter of police corruption. Once again, they've been abusing their power, harassing members of the public. We're going to run a clip that will give you an insight into the case, and then we'll be hearing from Richard, who was targeted.
So I understand the police were here. Can you not just do a voice recording?
No.
Police were here in October. Can you tell me about that?
What do I need to talk to you about that for?
Just so we can get some background on why I've come here this afternoon.
Well, obviously you already know then.
Wanting your side of the story.
Well, you've already had my side of the story.
Okay. And can you explain why you continue to post things online about
Post
the
what?
government?
What?
Hanging members of parliament, etc.
Well, what's wrong with that? It's my opinion.
Do you think that's appropriate to post those things online?
Well, you're a communist, treasonous government that are hell-bent trying to enslave us all.
Okay, that's your opinion. So how can we resolve this issue with you continuing to post stuff online? That's inappropriate.
You can't. It's the freedom of speech. You can't stop me from saying what I think is true.
When it does offend people, it does become
Well,
an
what
offence.
you're doing is offending me.
How am I offending you?
Because you're the thought police. You're coming around here telling me I can't say what I like.
That is incorrect.
No, it's
I'm
not.
just asking you to think about what you're putting on there, but because there's a fine line between freedom of speech and becoming...
Totalitarian government.
No, that's not...
And that's what you are. You're a
Becoming an
totalitarian police. You're the Nazi police.
Okay. Is there any other way we can speak without that being in my face?
No. It's for
Okay.
my protection.
What do you think is going to happen if you're not recording?
No, I don't know. That's why I'm recording it.
Okay. Righto, thank you for your time. Okay. You do realise if you continue to write stuff that does border on the line between freedom of speech and an offence, you will be arrested. Do you understand that?
Is that supposed to scare me?
No, I'm just asking if you understand that.
No, I don't understand that.
What don't you understand about it?
Because it's my right to say and think as I see fit.
Yeah, I'm not telling you how to think. I'm saying what
Yes,
you're
you are.
posting online.
Yes, you are.
There's
You're
a
telling
fine
me
line
what I can
between
and can't
an
do, and you
offence
can't do that.
and freedom of speech.
You can't do that.
Okay.
You can't do that because
So I'll leave it at that.
you're
So
not
thank
even
you
a
for
real
your
cop
time.
anyway. You're in civilian clothing
very
with
much.
a jacket on. Both of you are in civilian clothing with jackets on. You know, it's to me, you both look like spies.
Joining us is Richard from New Zealand. He has been harassed by police for stating his opinions, which were more than reasonable under the circumstances that we're all living in, and the tyrannical dictatorship under Jacinda Ardern has been less than satisfactory. So, tell me, Richard, when did all this harassment begin?
About October last year, I call myself a truther. Been online for a long time, and I just share the truth. You know, I'm a truth seeker. Labour, ACT, the Greens, or New Zealand First, they're all taking money from the communist Chinese, and if that's the case, it means that they're all complicit to communism. And it's been like a slow creep over a very long period of time where most people don't really notice it. Like if there's every year something more gets taken away, and then it's sort of set up for the next next government.
It's done incrementally, isn't it? They slowly take
So
your
I've
rights
been,
and freedoms.
I don't know, freedom fighter, truther, yeah. Yeah, you don't see it all happen at once. They do it in small steps, but it's like one after the other. Each time one is done, it doesn't stop. There's the next one that sets it up for the next one and the next one. And the way that the New Zealand government works, it seems to be that whoever's in power now or at any one time sets it up so that whoever takes over National or Labour, they carry it on and then push it further for when they swap over again. Like the two-party system, I think, is a fraud because they're both working together to remove the rights of New Zealanders and then hand us over to the New World Order or global dictatorship. What I see from it is that we're not going to be run by the communist Chinese and the religion is going to be Islam. And it's becoming more and more prolific of what it is. And so I've been stating that online. I've got quite a few Facebook pages because I keep getting blocked and jailed and things like that. So I keep making new pages and carrying it on. They think they're stopping me, but there ain't no stopping me. I'm not going to stop because I know what I'm saying is true. And if anyone spends the time to look into it, they'll come to the same conclusion. And most people, when I put it to them, are you willing to sit there and let me show you the evidence? They refuse that. Oh, no. So there was a shooting that happened in New Zealand last year, and I'm in two minds about what it is and what it was really about. Because I get called being a conspiracy theorist and all this, I look for details.
Yeah.
And when that shooting first happened, I wanted, I've followed and seen a lot of these staged fake shootings.
Yeah.
And so I was looking for the details and I couldn't see any, some people might think it's morbid, but I couldn't see the blood and I couldn't see the real, what really happens when people die, because I've watched a lot of documentaries and I've seen a lot of war movies and I've seen people shot and killed, and it just wasn't lining up right. And then the more and more I looked at it, and I keep going back over the video, watching it, there was things in it that just didn't add up.
You've explained that well. So there's
and then I end up having the police turn up.
So you notice the inconsistencies with Christchurch.
Yeah, so I ended up having the police turn up.
You've seen the handlers at the scene.
Yeah.
You noticed a lot didn't add up.
And with a lot of the other, that's right, bro. All of that stuff. There's that guy, Ole Demigod.
Yes, I have Ole Demigod.
I've watched a lot of his docos when there's been, when there's been like false flags and stuff, and you go back and look at it and you really analyse it. And I can look at it without having an emotional attachment to it. I'm looking for facts and details. Like I'm looking for the blood squirting out as soon as they get shot, and bits of body parts falling over and people just dropping to the floor and that. But there, in some of the footage that we see, we don't see that. And then there's a lot of cover up going on right afterwards as well. And then a government and media push to push a narrative, and the truth gets squashed.
Yeah, exactly.
I had the police
and it
turn
doesn't
up,
look like a real
and
weapon.
what happened? They knocked at the door. I didn't know who it was. And
so talk us through so talk us through the police encounter.
They knocked on the door, and because I'm in a small one-bedroom converted flat. Now, it used to be a car garage, and it's like a little holiday house thing that I live in now. And stuck my head out the door, and I saw that there was two policemen there, and I was like, holy shit. So my curtains behind me, I slammed the sliding door shut, pulled the curtains, turned the radio up really loud. I was thinking, shit, if these guys are about to bust me, I've got to have this on camera. So I went and sat on the couch, I turned my radio up, got my camera ready, sitting there waiting to, break into the house, and say, oh, you're under arrest. And they kept on knocking on the door, calling my name. I asked anything. And I was in there I was locked up inside for about 15 minutes. And then my next door neighbour, I could see her shadow had come up behind the door there. She came and knocked on the door and she was calling my name out, and I didn't see anything. I just sat there and I think I stayed inside for about an hour. And then I sort of stuck my head out to see if there was anyone there. And there wasn't, but at the same time I was online, went straight to a lawyer saying, oh, look, I've just had the police turn up, what are my rights? And got hold of a couple of my friends that are online and said, oh, look, I've had the cops turn up, might be best if you unfriend me and just come and drive past my house and see if there's any paddy wagons or anything going on. And my friends got back to me and said, oh, no, I can't see anything. So I opened up the house again and had a look, and I couldn't see anything, and then I was thinking to myself, oh shit, they were away. And just it happened to be at the same time I was going at their door, Dad calls up and goes, oh, where are you? And I said, oh, I'm outside your guys' place, just came over to have a chat. And Dad goes, oh, we've had the police call us saying that they've come around to have a talk to you about some of the stuff that you've been posting online. And I was like, oh, because I saw them turn up. I didn't speak to them. I said I closed the curtains, I closed the doors and everything so they couldn't talk to me. And I said I thought that they were going to break in like how I've seen and heard online before. The police forced themselves in. And he goes, they want to have a talk to you. And I said, oh, okay. And he goes, the inspector said, can we organise something? And I said, well, I don't want them coming around to my house, but I'm quite happy to have a sit down with them in a public place or somewhere neutral. And Dad goes, okay, then what he'll do is that he'll pull back this guy and tell him that, and he'll get back to me. So I left their place and came back home. Dad rings back at about 15 minutes and goes, okay, what they have said is that they'll come around to their place tomorrow and we'll have a talk about it. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, that's all good. So the following day, I went round to Mum and Dad's. Dad was at work, Mum was gone. And I started telling Mum what my theory on it all was, and she was just like, no, you're wrong. And then they turned up, these two cops. They had their video cameras on, but they took about 4.5 minutes to knock at the door. Like I was sitting at Mum and Dad's house, I could see them walk up the side of they stood there for a few minutes, so obviously they're turning the cameras and everything on.
And you did a very good job by doing that. As soon as you noticed,
are you Richard? And I said, yep.
As soon as you noticed you came under police attention,
and you
did a very smart thing. You switched your camera on. You made sure everything was documented on video, so that way you always keep the police accountable of their actions, and they're not going to pull any underhanded techniques or play those dirty games that we know that they're used to doing. So that was very smart. You communicated well with them. They tried to trick you up here and there, but you answered everything very politely. You remained calm, and very good way to handle that, Richard.
Thank you.
What
thank you.
Took place next?
So they came into Mum's house and asked me, so they came into Mum's house and said, do you know why we're here? And I said, no. And they said, oh, well, we've had a complaint because you keep saying you want to hang corrupt politicians. And I said, yes, I've said that. And I said that to quite a few of them. And he goes, well, we've had reports from the top of the North Island to the bottom of the South Island of you telling all of the politicians in the government that if you ever became to government, you'd have them all hung for treason. And I said, yes, that's what I said. I said, I believe in corporal punishment, and I believe that MPs or people in government need to be held accountable for actions, because from what I've seen over the last 43 years of my life, politicians will tell you as much as they like to try and get the vote, and then once they're in power, they just basically shit on you, and there is no accountability for it. And we need to bring back the death penalty, because if these people don't have accountability, they can become criminals and defraud the system in their favour, and there's nothing that we can do about it.
That's
And I said,
absolutely
it's
what
only my
happened.
opinion anyway.
Yeah,
And he
as soon
goes,
as,
well, you've
as soon as
upset some of them.
as soon as they're running for an election, their whole campaign is built on false promises, and as soon as they're elected, they all go against the people. They keep pushing the tyrannical laws, taking people's rights away, pushing through these policies that deny liberties. What we are seeing is some of the brainwashed people. They go down to the polling booth, they place their vote in the ballot,
Yes.
and they think they're going to get a change. But we're seeing this over and over.
And so they said, oh, have you been saying all of this? And I said, yep, I admit to it, and I don't have a problem, saying what I think is right and true. I do believe that we need some sort of accountability, because these politicians basically lie through their teeth. They extort all of this money. They talk in words of billions of dollars.
Well, that concludes today's episode. Consider making a donation to the PayPal account. Your generosity helps keep this operation running. And I'll catch you on the We Are Change talk show next time, where we expose corruption.